Like, and you see things like the white party be there, and then they have Lil Baby like in a sandwich. They're hugging him from the front and the back and stuff.
Baby is absolutely one of the best human beings in the planet. Right, we're at a party, everyone's drunk. It's a 13-hour party. People drink a lot of alcohol.
But it's 100 people at the party. We in the middle of 100 people. There's nothing weird we could be doing in a party.
Right.
Ever since that Rubin party,
They say there's a price for fame, but 50 Cent is claiming that Lil Baby didn't just pay the price. He surrendered his soul. From hug sandwiches and viral tattoos to bunny hops and billion-dollar power plays, this story isn't just weird, it's disturbing. And 50 Cent is ringing the alarm bells. He's not talking about rap beef or record sales. He's talking about rituals. Public, humiliating, image-altering rituals that allegedly keep some artists locked into the machine, while stripping away everything that made them real. And at the center of it all, a white billionaire named Diddy, Michael Rubin, the man who isn't in the music industry, yet somehow has his arms, literally, wrapped around some of the biggest names in rap. But what really happened at that infamous all-white party? Why did Lil Baby go from no tattoos at all to showing off thigh ink in pink belts and tiny shorts? And what is it about Michael Rubin's creepy obsession with young black rappers when he's supposed to just sell sports merch? This is more than a viral photo. This is a wake-up call, because according to 50 Cent, Lil Baby's been flipped. And now we're going deep into the story they tried to brush off as just a party.
The white party be there, and then they have Lil Baby like in a sandwich. Like they're hugging him from the front and the back and stuff. And I'm like, yo, get off of him. That's my favorite new artist. Like, yo, get off him. I don't want him going to those cars.
Don't be making fun of me when I'm drunk. You're gonna get another drunken hug tonight. I don't care what anyone says.
Why is everyone so happy to be there? I'm like, this regular parties, people don't just hug each other.
You had to sit in 4 hours of traffic
like 5 minutes. Come on, let's have a group hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, hug, I'm gonna shake your hand. Hey, what's up, man? Everything good? Yeah.
It only took one photo to break the internet. But what that photo represented, that's what really shook people. The setting? Michael Rubin's ultra-exclusive, invite-only, all-white party in the Hamptons. A place where billionaires mingle with rappers, athletes, supermodels, and A-listers behind velvet ropes and marble walls. Jay-Z was there, Beyonce was there, Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian, and front and center, Lil Baby. But it wasn't his music that got people talking. A photo dropped. Lil Baby, caught in what fans instantly dubbed a hug sandwich, nestled between Michael Rubin and NBA player Kyle Kuzma, both of them smiling wide while Baby looked caught off guard. The image was strange, intimate, uncomfortable. And before anyone could process it, a second photo emerged, even worse. Michael Rubin hugging Lil Baby from behind. That one? That one exploded like dynamite across the culture. Meme pages went wild, fans started clowning, but it was 50 Cent one who dropped the bombshell. He reposted the image on Instagram with one caption that flipped the whole internet. See? This why I don't go to no party Puffy and them at. What the fuck is going on here? Then added, get the fuck off my young man. Now 50 trolls a lot, but this wasn't trolling. This was anger. This was disgust. This was 50 Cent saying in public, they got him. And the comments? They lit up like fireworks. Why is Rubin always hugging these rappers like he owns them? Baby used to be hard. Now he's just Hollywood. This looks like a submission pose, not a party. What should have been a harmless party pic had now become Exhibit A in what many started calling a ritualistic breakdown. And it only got worse from there.
Ever since that Rubin party, yeah, 50 Cent says Lil Baby isn't his boy anymore. They got him, Fifth declared, like he was warning the whole internet. And honestly, he's not the only one side-eyeing Baby's recent moves. The whole drama kicked off after that viral clip of Lil Baby in a tank top, rocking a pink belt and, wait for it, showing off fresh thigh tattoos. Now let's just pause there. Thigh tattoos. On a dude with zero ink anywhere else on his upper body? Twitter didn't hold back. People were roasting him left and right, calling it crazy work and saying this was not a good look for someone who once swore he'd never get tatted. Here's where it gets interesting. 50 Cent's theory. He's saying Baby hasn't been the same since that Michael Rubin all-white party in the Hamptons. You know, the one where Baby got hugged from behind. According to Fifth, this isn't just about outfits or tattoos. This is a full-on humiliation ritual. The kind rappers allegedly go through to keep their fame and spot at the top. So naturally, everyone's asking, what went down at that party? Who exactly is Michael Rubin? And why is he so obsessed with young rappers?
It was the final straw for a lot of fans, the moment they knew something was different. Lil Baby wasn't just being hugged at awkward parties anymore, he was proudly showing off new tattoos on his thighs. And for longtime fans, that didn't just come out of nowhere, it came out of complete contradiction, because if you rewind a few years, Lil Baby was clear about his stance on tattoos. In interviews, he said it bluntly, "I don't want no tattoos. I know I'm going to have something to do when I get older. I don't want to look like a thug." He wasn't just passing on ink, he was preserving his image, clean, marketable, powerful. So imagine the shock when in 2025 he suddenly pops up on Instagram rocking one short shorts, a tank top, a flashy pink belt, and showing off two fresh thigh tattoos that read, "90s Baby." Not just that, he captioned it, "Back in that mode." And then the real moment hit. Baby hits the stage at a packed show, wearing those exact same shorts and pink belt combo. And throughout the performance, he keeps hiking up his shorts, drawing attention to his thigh tattoos, like it's the centerpiece of the night. The internet lost it. Booty shorts, thigh tats? What happened to the old Baby? They flipped my boy. It's giving humiliation ritual vibes. One fan commented, "We just gonna let Baby come out here in his booty cushion shorts and pop out with his hand in his slit? That's what we doing now?" But this wasn't just shade, this was betrayal. The same artist who once said he'd never get inked was now parading around like a walking contradiction, and paired with the photos from the Rubin party, fans started putting two and two together. The tattoos weren't just art, they were a signal, a sign, a visible transformation. And if you listen to 50 Cent, it wasn't just a change, it was a trade. Fame for freedom. To the world, it looked like Lil Baby had crossed some invisible line, and there was no going back.
To 2025, and Baby's now proudly showing off 90s Baby tatted across his thighs. He posted photos on IG captioned, "Back in that mode," rocking shorts that left nothing to the imagination. Fans instantly clocked a giant CBFW inked down his lower left leg, revealed on July 4th, and immediately flooded the comments. And oh, they were brutal. Stuff like, "Humiliation ritual, I'm sorry you let them get to you." And "The industry got a hold on my boy, lay off them shorts." But it didn't stop there. Soon after, a video went viral of Baby performing in those exact shorts, tank top, and pink belt, constantly pulling them up just to flash those new thigh tats like a badge of honor.
To understand this whole situation, you have to go back to where it all started. The infamous 2023 all-white party at Michael Rubin's Hamptons mansion. Now, this wasn't your average celebrity event. This was the Super Bowl of elite gatherings, invite-only, ultra-exclusive, and dripping in power. The guest list looked like a Grammy after-party collided with a billionaire boardroom. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Tom Brady, James Harden, and right there in the mix, Lil Baby. But here's where things took a weird turn. Somewhere during that party, multiple cameras caught Lil Baby and Rubin in a series of increasingly uncomfortable moments. First, the now infamous hug sandwich. Baby squished between Rubin and NBA player Kyle Kuzma. Then the back hug photo, where Rubin wraps his arms around Baby like he's his date at prom. And then a clip surfaces of Baby and Rubin on a private jet, cracking jokes about getting in the shower with 5 girls. What were they trying to prove? Damage control or hiding something in plain sight? People weren't laughing, they were confused, and they were suspicious. Why would one of the hottest rappers in the game, a street-certified Atlanta artist, suddenly be giggling in pink belts, posting thigh ink, and getting hugged on camera like a schoolgirl? Then came 50 Cent's post, and it changed everything. "Get the fuck off my young man." 50 wasn't laughing. He was warning. He'd seen these parties before. The weird energy, the one loved from the front and back. The rules of engagement that have nothing to do with talent and everything to do with control. And while Baby tried to play it off, smiling on jets, laughing with Rubin, the comments kept flooding in. Michael Rubin already showed y'all Lil Baby was his boy. Why are you surprised now? Hugged from the back by a billionaire, this generation is lost. One comment hit harder than all the rest. This wasn't a party, this was an initiation. And suddenly the pink belt wasn't just fashion, it was a flag, waving, loud and clear. He's one of them now.
So in case you missed it, on July 4th, billionaire businessman Michael Rubin threw a lavish white party at the Hamptons, and all of Hollywood was there. From Jay-Z and Beyonce to Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian. Guests were treated to performances by Usher, Neo, Travis Scott, Jack Harlow, and Lil Baby. And it was a photo of Lil Baby from the event that caught Fiddy's attention. Fiddy took to Instagram to share a photo of Lil Baby being hugged by Michael Rubin and NBA star Kyle Kuzma. And in the caption, he called out Puffy, saying, "See, this is why I don't go to no party, Puffy and them at," Fiddy wrote. The F is going on here. Fiddy also had some words for the men hugging Lil Baby and said they need to get the F off of him. Now, some fans thought Fiddy was just trolling and trying to provoke Diddy, because Diddy didn't even attend Rubin's white party.
The rumors were spreading fast. The memes were everywhere, and fans were turning on Lil Baby like never before. For days he stayed silent. No posts, no comments, no explanations. But eventually, the pressure boiled over. Lil Baby finally addressed the drama during an episode of Lil Yachty's podcast. And what he said, it didn't clear anything up, it only added fuel to the fire. He admitted the photos with Rubin bothered him deeply. So much so, he said he actually hit up Michael Rubin himself and demanded the security footage from the party, just to prove to the world that nothing weird happened. Rubin reportedly gave him the full video. But here's the thing, Lil Baby never released it. He had the receipts. He had the evidence. He had the chance to silence the internet once and for all, but he didn't. Instead, Baby gave a half-hearted explanation. That left more questions than answers. He said, "It was a party with 100 people. There's nothing weird we could be doing." He claimed the hug was just a moment, just Rubin being playful. He said Rubin was happy to see him, that they were joking, that he white, so he don't really understand how it looks. He even told Rubin, "Mike, I can't be having pictures like that, bro. So if even Baby knew how it looked, why keep hanging out with Rubin? Why post private jet videos afterward? Why not drop the footage?" That's when fans really started putting the pieces together. Something wasn't adding up, and Baby's attempt to shut it all down only confirmed what people were already thinking. He wasn't in control anymore. Even worse, he kept referring to Rubin as upon great influence in his life, a Tom super positive figure. But when asked how exactly Rubin helped him, he couldn't explain it. He stammered. He dodged. He brushed it off. That's the part people wouldn't understand. I probably wouldn't even be able to bring people up to speed on that. It was vague, evasive, off-key. Because if someone had truly mentored you, helped you level up, saved your career, you'd have something to say, right? Instead, Baby just kept repeating the same line. They wouldn't get it. But what fans were getting was suspicious energy, and that's when people started shifting the spotlight off Baby and straight onto Michael Rubin.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian, and yes, Lil Baby. That's where the photo emerged. Baby caught in what can only be described as a hug sandwich with Rubin and NBA player Kyle Kuzma. Fifth posted it on IG with the caption, "See, this is why I don't go to no party, Puffy and them at the fuck is going on here?" Then, in classic 50 fashion, he added, "Get the fuck off my young man." And just when that started to die down, another picture leaked of Rubin straight up hugging Baby from behind. And Baby? Instead of ignoring it, he leaned in, posting a video of himself on a private jet with Rubin, making jokes about the photo.
By this point, the internet was on fire. Lil Baby's fan base was divided. 50 Cent was on the offensive, and conspiracy threads were spreading faster than his music. So Michael Rubin finally broke his silence. In an interview, he addressed the infamous hug photos, the viral memes, and all the accusations swirling around his relationship with Lil Baby. And let's just say, he didn't help his case. Right out the gate, Rubin tried to downplay the moment. We were at a party, a 13-hour party. Everyone had been drinking. Someone snapped a photo of me jumping on his back for 1 second. That's all it was, just drunken guys being silly. He laughed it off like it was no big deal. But what came next? That's what made everyone pause. Rubin didn't just explain, he gushed over Lil Baby like a middle schooler with a crush. Lil Baby is one of the best human beings on the planet. His work ethic is insane. I love his story. I root for the guy. He went on and on and on, and people started to notice. This wasn't just admiration, it was obsession. This billionaire sportswear CEO with no connection to music was out here giving emotional monologues about a rapper nearly half his age. One person in the comments said, "This sounds less like a business partnership and more like he's in love." Another added, "It's giving Epstein with a street pass." Now, was that fair? Maybe not. But the optics were bad. Rubin's voice cracked when talking about Baby's journey. His hands fidgeted nervously. His eyes, cold, unblinking. He looked like a man trying too hard to seem normal. And let's not forget what he said next. The thing that killed me is, it actually hurt Baby's career. Rubin wasn't just worried about perception. He was worried that his name, his actions, his hug had damaged one of his favorite projects. Yes, project. Because that's what it started sounding like. Lil Baby didn't need a cosign from Rubin. He was already successful. But now he was being defended, protected, and spoken for by a billionaire with zero reason to be this emotionally invested. Why? What was Rubin really trying to protect? Lil Baby's image or his own? Whatever it was, one thing became obvious. Rubin was way too close to this. And people were finally starting to question why this billionaire, this business genius, was always and only surrounding himself with young black entertainers.
Yeah, that's some funny shit. Like, I seen them pictures earlier, bro. If that's what happened on them rich-ass parties, shit, y'all can have that. But that's what conspiracy theories always say. When you see a rapper that's going to the top like crazy, whether it's like Drake or Wayne or Eminem, and nowadays when you mention rappers that's on the top, you gotta mention Lil Baby. And of course, he gonna get invited to them weird-ass parties. I already heard stories back in the day, Puffy had them parties, you make sure everybody in the party take ecstasy, and they just be getting wild, bro. But at the same time, it could just be pictures, like they just hanging out, but ain't no way in hell. How the hell do we even get in that situation? But who had the camera out that fast? I mean, I would have felt some type of way. I'd be like, yo, delete that shit. Like, how the hell you gonna take a picture of you hugging me from the back? Like, nah, bro. They had Lil Baby in the middle like he was a goddamn sandwich, bro. I would have told him, yo, delete that. You're not putting that on the internet. Like, you're not about to have me looking crazy. But shit, these days, like, the way the rappers be dressing with tight-ass pants and tight-ass shirts, shit, you will never know who on it down. Like, you got rappers like...
At first, people tried to brush it off. One weird party, one strange hug, one rapper acting out of character. But then came the other receipts, and suddenly, the picture got a whole lot darker. This wasn't a one-off. This was a pattern. Enter Meek Mill. Another street-certified rapper, another Rubin favorite, and another moment that made everyone stop and say, wait, what? A video surfaced from 2022 showing Meek Mill on a tennis court with Michael Rubin during what was supposed to be a friendly hangout. But what happened in that clip? Rubin barking commands at Meek. Let's go. Count out loud. Keep going. Keep going. Your bunny hops suck. And the visual. A black rapper hopping around like a child while a white billionaire stood there laughing and filming it. Meek tried to downplay it. He said it was the result of a lost bet, that he was just paying his dues. But the optics? The power dynamic, it looked insane. It looked like someone was being humiliated on camera, not for fun but for power. And just like that, fans started connecting dots. Lil Baby's hug sandwich, Meek Mill's bunny hops. The constant praise, gifts, parties, and private jet flexes. These weren't isolated incidents. They were rituals disguised as relationships. And if you looked closer, the trend was clear. Always young, always black, always male, always already successful, but looking to level up, and always somehow tied to Rubin. He's not a label head, he's not a producer, he's not a manager. So why is he hosting parties for rappers? Why is he in every private jet pic? Why is he hugging from the back and ordering bunny hops? And most importantly, why are so many of these artists willing to go along with it? One theory? Control. Another? Protection. But the most disturbing theory? They're not just playing the game, they're being played. Because once you start digging into who Michael Rubin really is, the story takes an even darker turn. So let's pull the curtain all the way back. Who exactly is Michael Rubin? And why does a sports merch CEO have rappers, athletes, and celebrities clinging to him like he's the next coming of Quincy Jones? Let's rewind the clock. Born in 1972 in Philadelphia, Rubin was raised in a Jewish family in Lafayette Hill. At just 14 years old, he used his bar mitzvah money, along with his dad's leased credit line, to open a ski shop. That little ski shop eventually morphed into KPR Sports, a company that by 1995 was pulling in $50 million in annual sales. He then went on to found GSI Commerce, which he sold to eBay for $2.4 billion. And from there, he launched Fanatics, Inc., now the licensed sportswear distributor for every major league in America: NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, NASCAR, Formula One, WWE. Today, Michael Rubin is worth $10.6 billion, that's according to Forbes. Sounds like a genius, right? A self-made mogul, the American dream in designer shoes. But when you hear him talk, when you watch him, something feels off. He's not charismatic. He doesn't command a room. He fumbles through interviews like a guy who just got invited last minute. And yet, he's always in the room. Front row, center stage, surrounded by stars. Rappers, NBA players, NFL MVPs, all orbiting Rubin like he's got some gravitational pull the public can't see. So how? How does a man with no musical talent, no sports background, and no real clout in culture become the gatekeeper to elite spaces? A growing number of people believe the answer isn't what Rubin does, but who he's connected to. And if you believe the whispers, Rubin isn't just a businessman. He's a handler, a power broker, a billionaire puppet master who doesn't need to own your label because he owns your loyalty. The money, the gifts, the access, the legal connections, that's how Rubin stays powerful, and why so many people are scared to speak out. But those who do, they say the vibes around him are straight up creepy. Soulless eyes, calculated movements, always smiling, but never genuine, always laughing, but never warm. Some fans have even gone as far as calling him the industry's cleanest devil. And when you consider how many powerful people seem to orbit him, and how many rising stars suddenly fall under his influence, you start to realize Michael Rubin might not be the party host. He might be the gatekeeper to something much darker.
You are now tuned in with Say That TV. Lil Baby is being called out for his recent behavior at billionaire Michael Rubin's all-white party. The party was filled with some of the most biggest celebrities, athletes, and entertainers. But when these pictures surfaced online, it left fans shook and confused, wondering what the hell is wrong with Lil Baby. But this is not.
By now, most people agree. Something about Rubin is off. But according to some, this goes way beyond optics. Way beyond bunny hops and back hugs. We're talking about a generational handoff, a changing of the guard in the hidden chambers of the entertainment elite. Because before there was Rubin, there was Diddy. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Diddy's infamous all-white parties in the Hamptons were the most coveted events in the country. The location? The same exact area Rubin now uses. The guest list? Virtually unchanged. Jay-Z, Beyonce, DiCaprio, Kardashians, all still showing up. So what happened? Did Rubin just take over the party scene? Or did he take over, or something else? More and more people believe that Rubin didn't just inherit the parties, he inherited the system behind them. A system some believe is designed to cow, compromise, initiate, and control the next generation of powerful black celebrities. It's not just parties, it's leverage, it's a ritual, it's blackmail. That's the conversation happening in the corners of Reddit, the ends of TikTok, and the quiet parts of Twitter, where people are too afraid to post publicly. People are pointing out how Rubin is always surrounded by the same type of artists. Young, male, black, already famous, but still hungry for more. And that's when the theory shifts from odd behavior to ritualistic intent. That these parties might be stages for humiliation rituals. Not forced, not violent, but subtle, calculated. Think about it. A rapper gets filmed being hugged from behind. Another hops like a bunny on command. Someone else gets filmed mid-drunk behavior in compromising clothing, saying things that could be twisted. And all of it captured on camera. Forever. Now what if, just what if, those moments weren't accidental? What if they were designed to? You give the right person leverage, and they'll never need to control you in public, because they'll already own you in private. Enter Cat Williams. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Cat didn't mince words. He claimed that elite parties in Hollywood and hip-hop weren't just wild, they were team spiritual warfare. That behind closed doors, rituals were being carried out. He spoke about Baphomet, the androgynous occult symbol. He spoke of ass-kissing ceremonies, cross-dressing as allegiance, and symbolic gestures used to show loyalty to the system. Show me one man in Hollywood who wore a dress and didn't blow up. He wasn't joking. He wasn't trolling. He was warning. And for people who've seen Lil Baby's recent switch, the outfits, the ink, the body language, it all suddenly makes sense. This isn't evolution. This isn't growth. This is submission. And the man holding the leash? Michael Rubin. Because when someone like 50 Cent, a man who knows the game better than most, says, "They got him," that's not a joke. That's a warning we all better start taking seriously. So now we're left with the question no one wants to ask out loud. Did Lil Baby sell his soul? Or is this just what it takes to survive at the top? Was it just an awkward hug, or the first sign of ownership? Was it just a tattoo, or a branding? Because whether you believe in industry rituals or not, the pattern is impossible to ignore. A-list rappers being humiliated on camera. Billionaires with no business in music are suddenly pulling the strings. Artists once known for grit and independence are now looking controlled. And then there's 50 Cent, who didn't hesitate to say the quiet part out loud. That ain't my boy no more. They got him. It wasn't just a jab. It was a line drawn in the sand. 50 was saying, I've seen what happens at those parties, and I'll never step foot in one. So now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Michael Rubin is just a rich party guy who got caught in some bad angles? Or is he something more, something darker? Is Lil Baby just experimenting with his image? Or is he the latest pawn in a very old, very dangerous game? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell, because there's more coming. And trust me, they don't want you hearing any of it.